Alrighty, and we're back. So we resume the audio.
So the placeholders, what my whole intention with the Kickstarter was, I wanted to show people what I could do with, the placeholders, and then reach out to people and try to get people to pledge enough to get to 12,000 so that I could replace the placeholders with custom-made models. And so for me, it was, I wanted to show people the gameplay, but all the critics are talking about is the placeholder models, and with those, all I have to do is swap them out with the new ones. It's, because the code that makes the placeholders move, that gives them their abilities, the damage, the eating, the drinking, the growing, the dynamic growth over time. I mean, some games they don't have dynamic growth. Where their creatures go from being tiny to adult, and their body changes over time. I got all that stuff, and I'm still in the alpha. So, for the critics out there, yes, I'm using placeholder models and assets like that, but the code is mine.
So you essentially use Kickstarter as it's meant to be, as pitching a product.
Mm-hmm.
Your
An
alpha
idea.
one's gonna be laughing at the end,
Yeah,
Your alpha runs smoother than most completed Sega Sonic game.
I would say it runs smoother than Ark Survival, so that's something.
I mean, that's not a big thing to say. Ark runs like ass.
Ark is just
Not
broken
exactly
begin
hard
with.
to accomplish that.
Yeah,
Ark-
I mean, he was talking about the server stability with Ark, or with his game, and I'm like, oh, that's way better than Ark, I can say for that, for sure.
Arc isn't even
Takes me,
optimized.
like,
That's
5
the
minutes.
issue
Arc
with
is
it.
also like
Already a trailer in
150
progress.
gigabytes.
And then watching
Yet it's
all of
also on the same engine as this game, which is, I guess, not super surprising,
And
but
yet,
also surprising.
Atlas was even worse when it launched.
What is Atlas? We don't talk about that.
We don't talk
We
about
don't
that
talk
mistake.
I
Yeah,
literally
what
don't
is
know
that?
what
I don't know
is.
what you're
Is
talking
that-
about.
It's like the Airbender movie. We don't talk about
worst
that.
game
You get
ever.
the dinosaur DLC for Atlas?
Is there a trailer in
So-
progress?
Oh, you
for
mean the
Atlas?
pirate? You mean the pirate DLC for Ark?
That guy's really loud.
Yeah.
So, to answer like the other question, I personally am looking forward to the Nursery Dragon only because I've never seen I've seen games where you can reproduce players in nests, but I've never seen a game that had a specific creature that can manipulate the strengths and appearances of these nested dragons. That's unique to me.
Yeah, I think that's super cool
Mhm.
too.
He wants to hit those PvP and role player.
That's hard.
Yeah, they're not even prepared for this game.
That also
No,
makes
a good
sense.
game hits both.
Usually a developer will have to isolate one player or the other, the PvP or the role player, and you see this divide in almost every game. I'm glad that this one makes compromises and actually appeases both instead of making both of them feel bad or one of them feel like.
Well, it also harms the game's population because it's segregated.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have like more people on a PvP side of the server, but PvE is dead, or vice versa.
So I'm
put it
just thinking real quick about something. Future DLC, for example, dragonoid species. So when I'm speaking like dragonoid species, is like anything with like a reptilian or dragon-like appearance. So thinking like kobolds and other fantasy creatures on that nature. Or is that completely just
This ain't
ridiculous?
Was that a question?
I think that
Yes, that was a question.
Yeah.
It was a question.
What was the question?
humanoid dragon.
Dragon like dragonoid species like kobolds, that kind of thing.
I think he
I'm
means like
sorry,
if they're gonna be.
but
I think
what
he
was
means
the
like if
question?
they're gonna be in
What
the
was
game.
question?
Would there,
Oh,
would
alright.
there be anything like kobolds in like far off?
What is a kobold?
A
Like
kobold would
humanoid-like,
be.
I think,
Imagine a goblin if you made it look like a dragon.
Is it
Essentially, dragon
humanoid?
walks on 2 legs.
Like Final Fantasy 14.
Humanoid.
There's not gonna be any humanoid
It's-
anything in the game.
It's gonna be like only dragons and then some dinosaur-looking AI, alien dinosaur-looking AI.
I just can imagine like a flying squirrel dragon. Now that'd be kind of cute.
I love Zhao's concept.
It's
He's like
completely otherworldly.
dragons are the only consistent thing that we'll recognize in this game, and everything else is going to just be creatures from his mind.
Otherworldly
Nothing but
big.
dragon.
Dude, you should make it like an aboleth, like kind of like Cthulhu thingy.
Gio, I had 2 questions for you.
Yes.
So, is there going to be, outside of the biomes we have now, which I've seen is mostly a desert and a forest, is there going to be like an ocean one where you can go underwater and dive? Because that dive bomb would be great, you just right into the water.
That would probably, if we did an expansion, we'd probably add a new biome, or I might just do like have all these biomes in like one type of map, and then make a new expansion that had a whole bunch of new biomes for a different map. So the water.
Yeah, you could have
Someone
some
is
interesting
echoing hard.
underwater life. I mean, literally, you have the Subnautica sound designer. You could use some of his experience with that to create some really amazing sound effects for underwater creatures.
That's the beauty of this game, is the fact that there's no no standard on how the creatures are supposed to look or what kind of creatures I can make. When you do a real world game, or a game that's based off of real history or real paleontology, there's limitations on what the designs can look like, because people expect a T-Rex to look like a T-Rex. They expect a tiger to look like a tiger. But when you're making a game on dragons and other mythological or legendary alien creatures, your imagination is the only limitation.
I mean, we haven't found dragon bones yet, so don't shoot that one in the foot yet.
I had a question for
It'd be
Dale.
interesting
Oh,
to
minute, you're
see
heavy.
a giant sea serpent or something in the ocean.
Oh yeah, like
what is-
Gormander, the world serpent. Personally, I'm really hoping you make the Hallelujah Mountains from like Avatar in this game, especially. That would be
amazing.
Good question.
gorgeous.
Avatar is beautiful.
Probably really
It's-
hard to code.
It's kind of funny
does have
that you
dragons
mentioned
too, so-
Avatar, because
Blue Space Cats
The
or
two-
the Airbender, just to clarify.
No, Blue Space Cats. That one's way better than the
Blue Space
horrible,
Cats.
horrible.
the two main inspirations for this game are How to Train Your Dragon and Avatar.
So we can definitely end up seeing Hallelujah Mountains.
The
Dragon also
first
has
test
blue
map
space.
was a floating island in the sky.
That's exactly what I was looking for. I was wondering if that was gonna
So
be
the other question I had for Jo is that, while environmental buffs or debuffs aren't, someone confirmed this, are not going to be a thing, I do wonder if there's going to be environmental hazards that affect every dragon. So like an Arctic
Maybe.
area where the blizzards do affect everyone, so it's not like buffs or debuffs, it's universal.
So
That way
even
you
if it
can
was
group
a
up
ice
and
dragon,
keep each other warm, so it's like cold enough that it does have a harm across all dragons. I thought it'd be
I would love to see ice dragons be more resistant to like an ice biome. That would definitely make things like super cool.
I actually asked about
That's
that,
what I
and
was
someone
saying,
in
because
one
it
of
wouldn't
the
make
server
any
staff
sense
said
if
that's
it was like a
not gonna
blizzard
happen.
type area.
because that's part of the debuff buff thing. That's what I was wondering if it was universal, if JO would be against that. That way you can have more of a communal teamwork thing where you have to group up and work together, get through like a blizzard, like hunker down, sort of a survival.
No, I'm pretty
Thinking
sure.
like weather
JO
mechanics
said,
and buff?
JO said there wasn't going to be like dynamic weather damage. 'Cause I think I remember hearing that in the last.
Not damage, it just maybe it slows you down in a sense. It doesn't kill you or harm you, but it slows down maybe your movement or something. And it's not, again, not one or like one species of dragon, but it's universal.
It's possible.
Or your CPU, man.
Ice
Imagine
Behemoth
the, like-
casually walks through Blizzard.
The particle mechanics for a blizzard would ruin like so many.
All I can
things.
imagine is a bunch of like a few plasma dragons going through the ice biomes hunting, and at the worst time they run into an ice behemoth in a blizzard.
Oh
Like, yeah,
man.
you could set up some great spectacle pieces.
That would
with
be like
crossing
watching a
weather.
fly smack into a windshield.
You could even do so with this system, Jo. You could have essentially boss raids where everybody puts down their clan. You know,
I can
not
see
really,
it now, just a flag of
like,
Yes,
their
clan.
clan barriers. Oh yeah, you put down your flags, your faction flags, and you all work together to fight off a giant boss. I mean, I think that like in a weather, in a blizzard or something.
I think territory mechanics would be a fantastic way to like incentivize group play,
But that's
especially
too
with
much
how different
PvP.
dragons.
That's you're starting to get into that whole issue where he wanted to, from what it sounded like, he wants to not divide PvP and PvE, and I see that would be an issue with that
I'm
vision.
gonna pay tax to like the big clan.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think territories,
I think
like,
it just causes
No,
areas for mating.
I don't want to go ahead and detract from this cool conversation about the game, but you know, we'll do another dev Q&A where I can answer those kinds of questions for you guys. And what I would like to, you know, I'd like to take this opportunity, since Kickstarter is now over, and I've been doing all the, you know, question answering for every, you know, all these YouTube streamers and dev Q&As and answering questions from our helpers so that they can answer them for you. So I asked that one question about what goal you guys are most excited about, and I had another question for all of you, and that's how did you hear about Day of Dragons? Was it a streamer? Was it a friend? Was it Discord?
Insomnia.
Discord.
It was
Insomnia was on my
Antonia. So actually, someone else linked the Kickstarter project, you know, the Discord server I'm in, from another content creator, and then I went and looked at it, and then I found out through Ant's video a bit more about the game, which, as I mentioned, pushed me off the fence to support.
I actually first heard this through And Asylum.
I heard it from Gaming Beaver, and it got hooked when I heard Jao say that he's making a dragon game that has no humans. Yes.
My girlfriend and my kid actually saw the video through Ant's channel, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when I noticed it, and it took everything I had in me not to scream out loud and wake my 3-year-old.
I think it was about 2 weeks ago when I saw the Q&A for And Asylum.
When I found out about it, it was
Ant's
like
video, and
the
then I went
Thursday.
through like a bunch more.
Discord. So I was
I
an
found-
$18 pleasure after Insomnia's first video, but once he started posting more videos, I was like latecomer.
When I found out about Anthonia's video, it was on YouTube trending like the Thursday, not this last Thursday, but the Thursday prior, and I was skeptical of mostly because it's still an alpha, and it's still going to become a fantastically better game from here going forward. But
I mean,
I don't
even
normally
for it
back
being an
games.
alpha, this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But when I saw it, I immediately backed the latecomers, and when one of the like beta came open, I made 2 other emails so I could get the rest of the rewards. So
Yo, that's such a mood.
Being all flustered, silent.
So I have 3 Kickstarters backing you.
Oh wow.
I
I bought a
currently
new
have 2.
computer for this game.
I actually heard about it earlier in the month.
Ouch,
One of my
Bieber.
Discord members just posted a random link. I was like, what is this? I'm gonna join. And then my jaw dropped, and now I live here.
Yeah, like
same exact thing. I found it a month ago. Whenever I got it, and the white not the white one with the bio came out shortly after, and that's the one I've got from since.
I heard about it like 3 days ago from an IL streamer, and he kept saying the name, and I'm like, what is this that he's talking about? So I googled it, and I found the Kickstarter and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, because I've been wanting to do a survival dragon game ever since I can remember, and I was so hyped. And then I literally tonight I've been refreshing the Kickstarter, and I finally got the latecomers package, so I'm like,
nice.
so
I heard
I
about.
going to get it.
Video, I believe. And then I literally watched every video I could find on it, and I've seen all of them at least 3 times.
Yeah, same.
That's a move
I
for
had
sure, right?
I managed to get 3 of them on.
I spent like 3 days going through the Discord and looking like through all the questions and the videos, and I watched like, and I'm sorry, I don't Anthony, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but yeah, well, I watched all of your videos and all the videos for the Be Awesome YouTube channel, all of that stuff. Like I'm just like obsessed.
I'm like purposely avoiding seeing
Wait, Be
everything
Awesome has
just
a
so I
YouTube
can
channel?
be surprised when I get in game.
Well, there's not much to see right now. It's all placeholder.
Well, yeah, but I still like to be.
The smallest
Nothing.
things make us all excited.
Yeah.
That invisibility that's like smooth AF, like oh my god. I was like,
Yeah, that invisibility is really great. Zhao's game is literally a programming showcase with placeholders and no audio, and it got more than $500,000 and 12,000 backers.
Yeah.
I can't fathom how much of a hit this game will be when it leaves early access. I can't conceive.
I think it's on early access on Steam in general.
What I'm going to love the most about this when it releases after early access
So I
is
have
I'm
just a
expecting
quick-
the numbers of it to rise above like 50,000, and the people that are going to see the 12,000 backers and what we were able to get because we found about it early. I think they're going to just flip out and they're going to love it.
If y'all don't mind, I just have a question. Who was the person that said they showed their kid Insomnia?
What?
That'd be me. Me, my girlfriend, and my 17, almost 18-year-old watched just about all of Anthomnia's videos. My 3-year-old
okay.
loves him. And we're trying to get my 5-year-old into it, but she's got autism, so she's gonna be kind of slow catching up.
May I recommend Thomas the Tank Engine as an alternative? Just seems a little too violent for
Let me put this into perspective for you. My 3-year-old watches zombie movies.
Oh my god.
Why?
Because my 3-year-old is a small terror and I love her to death.
I mean, I was playing Halo when I was
Parents how he wants.
You
Dad
guys
of the
know who
year.
Mini Lad, Vanoss, Terrorizer, all of them are, right?
Involved in their child's life growing up and as actually parenting, I don't see a problem with that. It's better than them just kind of like, here's a piece of technology, go do whatever you want now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
Now just get her to watch this.
Let me put something else into perspective. My oldest is 22. My youngest will be 3 in November.
I mean, it's
So
just the main issue
I have 6 kids.
with showing a
Wait,
3-year-old
Son, young,
Insomnia is
You
it's kind
sound
of
like you're like 25.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like he
I'll
sounds
be
20.
26 in October. 2 of them are mine. The other 4 I adopted.
Just
Okay,
the
that makes
problems I have with it are that the content's just a little bit violent, but I get you show her zombie movies, so whatever, it's probably low compared to those. And second of all is that you're letting your child get exposed to a lot of misinformation and to look for
Topic change.
Okay.
Sorry.
Does Jo do you have any other questions?
Jo, please take a day off. God.
Yeah, go get some sleep, my man.
J.O. needs like about a week to go on vacation.
Sorry. Today was my day off.
In conclusion, guys, check your kids' clickbait. Goodbye.
Hi, Joe. I'm not gonna get another chance. Hi, Joe.
So I love how you mentioned Thomas the Tank Engine because all it can remind me of is the Skyrim mod for Alduin being Thomas the Tank
Oh
Engine.
god.
Thomas the
And we're
Tank
back at it
Dragon.
again.
So while we were on the topic of all these streamers that were, helping us out, I just want to thank all of them again. Antomnia, Gina, Mo, we got Ollie,
Beaver.
Gaming Beaver, we got Syntac, we got Gaming.
I was able to
like thank you all for helping us and believing in us. It really means a lot that you guys really, believed in us, I guess. So, thank you again, and we are so grateful to all of you that have backed us, supported us, put in your suggestions, and really came together into this community and helped us. Thank you a lot. It's we're very, very happy.
If only we could do a round of applause for
Well,
them.
we're all happy to help.
I like to also point out that I'd like for each of you to look at the person beside you or under you on Discord, above you or under you, and think that this is the first and last time you guys are ever going to meet like this and not try to kill each other.
I will adopt every single one of you.
When I joined, Chuck Roxy both of them. I don't know
and
about.
I will raise him to be my
This
friend.
is how Jo takes over the world. Makes
Vital.
everyone killing each other.
I'm gonna adopt everyone.
Above and below jail are gonna get banned. Just gonna
Based on what you said,
Immediate
Vital,
ban.
thank you.
Send them fire, they
kill each other. And earlier he was like, "I'm gonna ban people if they kill me in the game," and I'm like, "Well, okay, now we know who's gonna be gone."
But no,
Sorry,
Vitalia, based off of what you said, thank you to the entire dev team for actually taking the dream somewhere when none of the rest of us would.
Whoever actually
Yeah.
Kickstarter jail.
I said something
Special
in the
significant props.
I think it was amazing when I heard that there was going to be a soundtrack for this game, and I can't wait to hear it.
I'm totally getting it.
I was stoked for the dragon sounds.
Jay, I'm just gonna say that you are incredibly fortunate to have a concept artist that does phenomenal work as they do, as we've seen, and a sound designer that is like a wet dream on the ear. It's
Not only did he do
just like you are basically. This is your first time, you said, like doing a game, and so the fact that you have not only just the communal support that you do, but like basically huge names, not like AAA names, but like just big artist names on your team is.
Okay, so I want to correct you.
Shows how much people like dragons.
Amazing.
So I want to correct you there for a second. You said not AAA names, but the guy that did Subnautica sound effects is actually working on Cyberpunk 2077 from what I hear, and that's a AAA name.
I didn't know that.
Well, I
I
mean,
knew
even
that, like,
Subnautica
is technically a double A game because it's not it's not an indie game, but it's not a AAA.
Yeah,
So,
from what I hear, he's working on Cyberpunk 2077 sound effects. as well.
so I didn't
I
know
think-
that. So that's good to know then.
I thought
didn't know that
Subnautica was AAA, and I know he's a AAA sound guy. Simon's a good friend of mine.
He's talking about he means like the Cyberpunk or whatever game.
Okay.
I thought both were AAA.
Keanu Reeves, you're a breathtaking.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I saw that on the trailer and I was like, I need this game.
So I watched that live, and the second he walked off the stage, the pre-orders went live, and everybody DDoS'd the sites in order to get pre-orders. And in 1 hour alone, that game became the most bought game of the entire year.
Oh, that's funny.
On which platform? Because it's on GOG, which is
Steam.
Okay. Because
on
GOG,
Steam
of course,
it's
is
Steam.
their own platform.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
Steam
all of the
became
above.
the most bought on Steam for the entire year, and I think it's still up there as the most bought.
And all because I was there to say you're breathtaking.
Those recent stuff has also dropped some of those, sadly.
So,
but
so the guy that actually said you're breathtaking to Keanu Reeves actually got a free copy from the developer.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Wow. That's what you get for standing up and saying something cool, I guess.
That's like if we get Reeves in here, I'm fangirling so hard.
Dude, we should get Keanu Reeves to be the voice of like a dragon that just sits on a mountain.
no.
So that when you
Keanu
visit him, that'd be awesome.
have a limited amount of money.
Kind of like Pathernak's.
Can we just put like an Easter egg of a giant Keanu Reeves statue somewhere on the?
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
You click on it, and it just screams you're breathtaking.
Yes. Yes.
Guys,
say you're
have a really
breathtaking.
awesome
I have an idea to top all that. Have the voice actor who voiced Draco in the movie do some sort of narration.
Sean Connery, yes.
Scottish and voiced a Scottish dragon, which is.
Sean Connery.
Please.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
guys, we should
please.
make it to where they put a
Benedict
statue of
Cumberbatch.
Keanu Reeves on a mountaintop cradling Pookie.
Oh
my God.
The
No.
Keanu Reeves statue is going to be the reskin for.
You're
Oh my
dangerous
God.
territory. Dangerous territory, because Jao likes caves. If you put a Keanu Reeves statue up in there, he's gonna make the nostrils into caves, and micro dragons are gonna hide in
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Oh
no.
God.
No.
It needs to be
That
like a
would-
1% chance
Oh my God.
for
That-
whenever you breathe fire for you just to hear your breath take.
That'd be like watching a bunch of bats fly out of a
micro
cave.
dragon
You
hive.
do realize if you do that, there's gonna be like a fucking horde of
It's like
dragons up
micro
there just
dragon
constantly. Yeah, essentially, but you're gonna then you'll have like a weird cult form from that, which would be
Exactly.
some fun lore.
Hey,
The cult of Pookie versus the cult of Keanu Reeves.
I think
Oh,
we're
yeah.
fully realizing
Keanu
how
Reeves
powerful this modding community is going to be. Skyrim's got nothing on this modding
Oh
community.
yeah, I was gonna. So are we? So
Oh,
with
that
Ark,
tree.
so with Ark, they're running kits through the Epic launcher. How is if Jo's still alive and with us? How is that going to be handled?
He'll
He's
haunt us
been
in
dead
spirit.
for a while.
Wait, this game actually is going to have mod support?
His soul is run on coffee.
I don't think that's been confirmed yet.
I think
It's
thought it was.
still floating about right now. DLCs, yes, but like mods, it's gonna be. It's still up in the
It's
air.
gonna be a hot minute.
I had asked, or someone asked in the questions, and someone forwarded them with a yes or something, or yeah.
We
I was
have
given the impression that
neither
mods
confirmed nor
support.
denied modding support.
Yeah.
If we do it, it's going to be way, way, way down the road after everything else gets done.
So if
Yeah,
Ultra
just
Dragon has
balancing-
answered that,
balancing that
they
stuff
need to
is gonna
go
be
back and
hard.
update their answer.
Yeah,
Jay
needs to
said
be stable
do.
first. Doesn't that happen with a lot of games too? Like, didn't Fallout not have mods for like the first year or first like few
Which
months?
Fallout?
Or I mean,
My,
think if we
my
push-
priorities is making sure that multiplayer is smooth, that the game's stable, that all the base mechanics are in, and then once all that stuff is good to go, then all the fluff will be added and things like that. But mod support is not even a priority until all the other stuff is in.
Yeah, so I'm looking, okay, really quick, Jo, I'm looking at the answers because I know I saw this. Someone answered a guy, a user named Passive Dragon today at 10:50 p.m. who asked if there's planned modding support, and it was replied with a check mark, implying it was confirmed.
No,
No,
a check
a
mark
check
means
mark.
we answered it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
apologies then.
I think everyone is forgetting that this game is alpha and it's not even out yet.
Yeah.
'Cause it looks like,
Can we-
and we're like,
can we
it's
just-
alpha, but it looks like a full
Yes,
game.
this game is an alpha, and I know people are excited that it's dragons and it's smooth, but combat's not even it's not even in the game. I mean, I got the system, we've already tested the combat, it works, but it's not in right now because it's not polished, and I had to put some other stuff in that was more higher priorities. So it's an alpha, so even when it launches in November 21st, that's launching early access. That means you get to be a part of the game as it's developing.
Gonna be buggy as shit.
It's not
buggy as Ark.
It's not buggy so much as it's rough. There's stuff still being made, stuff that's not completed yet. So the Day of Dragons 2019 is not going to be nowhere near the final version that you're going to see in 2021.
I think with the
That's
community as it is at the moment, I think if bugs do come up, it's not going to be the kind of community that exploits them, but rather actually says, hey, this is a thing. And then with how awesome y'all are as devs, I think it's going to be fixed pretty quickly.
I mean, technically we're all insectivorous, so finding bugs shouldn't be a problem. No, Jao.
Dragon game.
That is how I pronounce your name, right, Jao? I'm gonna need a redefinition of what the term alpha game means because this is just.
So it goes
a very
alpha,
little
beta,
beta.
early access, then full game. So alpha normally is just
I
the core mechanics, no fluff added to the game.
No,
Like-
no fluff. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, so-
no
so
fluff.
for-
No
for
microdragons.
most- Right. So
No.
for most
No
games,
microtransactions.
yeah, so for
Actually,
most games,
actually, beta will continue through early access. I mean, the beta keys. It's kind of a play on words. There's Steam early access it allows you to play the game before the game's full release. The game is in an alpha state right now. That means there's
That GIF I posted.
core
Oh my God.
functionality that's still being added to the game. There's going to be bugs. The beta phase of a game is usually it's the polish phase. It's when all the core mechanics are in the game, but your things are being polished and you're testing for bugs that you didn't know about, crashes, exploits, things like that. When we go into excuse me, when we go into early access, we're probably because of Kickstarter pushing my schedule back, we're probably technically going to still be in alpha. When we do the beta testing, we call it beta testing, but it's technically going to probably still be alpha. People with beta keys will get access to the game in October. People with the beta keys will get access to the game in October, but it's probably technically going to still be in alpha.
So to put in perspective, whoever that was that asked the question previously, for most other games, alpha stages normally don't even have textures. For most other games.
Yeah.
That's why I was basically pulling out the redefinition because this game has just completely redefined what an alpha is.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like an alpha.
This looks like an early access game, and it's in its alpha stages. That's like basically what it looks that good.
It was a compliment.
Okay, from what I've seen of the gameplay videos from the streamers, this game doesn't look like it's in early access. It looks like it's damn near close to being finished.
We don't have the Drake and the micro.
It doesn't have enough
And
to it.
I
for me
mean,
to
I
agree
know
with
it's,
that.
I know that's far from the truth, but
There are
coming
some
from somebody that's
there are
played
some Steam games
hundreds,
that don't
thousands
even
hours a game.
compare to this. There are some Steam games out there that not even half the effort was put into it, and they're like just
Digital Homicide.
For the past like
Oh gosh.
Re-Legend is one of
I
them
guess-
as well.
I guess every studio is different on what they consider is alpha or beta or release or early access, but for me, my definition of an alpha is not feature complete. A beta would be feature complete, but buggy and needing polish. And early access is just an extension of beta and alpha. That's Steam's thing is early access, but this game won't be released until it won't move out of early access until it's feature complete, polished, and has all the content that it's supposed to have.
Curiously,
Like how Warframe is still in
to
beta.
toss another bad joke in, we're all a little rough around the edges. I think we can help polish the game.
In charge of the quality of the chat. I don't know if it was me, but there's so many people in here. I think the chat itself lagged so bad that I reconnect. Yeah,
I had that issue.
So Jo, I've got a question, and this comes with more from like a streaming kind of platform question. With beta, is it all right if those that have beta keys like stream on Twitch, like them trying this game out?
I believe
that was in
people have said yes.
FA. I think that was one of the questions that I read in FAQ. And
There's no NDA on the test servers. I don't allow people to stream on the game dev server, but you guys won't be on the game dev server. You'll be on the test servers, and you can stream all you want to.
Extremely pleased.
Just
He already said he has NDA he has to abide by.
Jo, if I may, is there anything you can tell us about the single player? Because I've been super curious about that for the longest time, but there's not been a lot that I've at least seen about it.
Single player will be exactly like multiplayer, just without other people.
You have access to all the dragons.
Does that
And
mean you can
will
get AI dragons to help you out?
No.
Yeah.
There won't be. I mean, there's going to be AI, but I don't know if I'm going to add AI dragons. Maybe down the road, but not starting out. Starting out, single player is going to be exactly like multiplayer, but without other players. With the exception that all Kickstarter rewards will be available to anybody who owns the game in single player. So
no nesting in single player.
let her. She had a follow-up question. What was that?
I was just mentioning that means there's probably no nesting in single player then if you don't have another dragon to nest.
Yeah, nesting is a multiplayer mechanic. I could maybe down the road add some type of single player nesting thing, but it was mainly designed for multiplayer.
Kind of like
Wolf Quest had a feature where you could breed with another AI.
Kind of like Wolf Quest, yeah, like Wolf Quest, where you play single player.
I love Wolf Quest.
So the question here, potentially, could you then make single player, you know, crap, I can't remember the name of it. Could you make single player a LAN type connection so you could like play those for those that don't have them with like
I'm the creator. I can make it any way I want to.
So like a co-op type of single player.
Yeah.
That's at his discretion.
They're talking
right.
about
That was the question.
Local LAN.
Yeah, like local LAN co-op as single player mode.
Alright guys, with that I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys for sticking with the video so far. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I am super excited for Day of Dragons, and once it gets released I hope you guys will join all of us, because this game is gonna hit off and it's gonna be amazing. Or well, it already has hit off as far as the Kickstarter goes, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe, and please check out Day of Dragons when y'all get the chance. So, bye!